Alright, we're back with more FF7 Remake. Let's go. About to do some side quests, which I think are my least favorite part of the remake so far, but last time it wasn't too bad. And like I said last time, I think that it stands in for random battle content, so I can see why they included it. At least each of the quests are unique. You could argue that it's less degenerate content than having random battles all throughout the map with the same group of enemies that you see over and over. It'll be interesting once the playthrough is over to go back and try to figure out what percentage of Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode 1 is side quest content. 7 Remake only happens once a week, I know, right?
Did you defeat the Toad King?
Yep. Kicked his butt real good.
Awesome! I knew you could do it!
Cloud is such a better character in this. And I don't know how much of that is a localization issue.
Here, this is for you.
Oh, the nail bat.
Promised. It's definitely worth at least 3 gil.
Okay, kids. Playtime's over for now. I've prepared a special assignment for everyone. One that I expect you to finish today. Understood?
Yes. Yes, Miss Folia.
I appreciate you getting rid of the Toad King, by the way.
Wow, Miss Folia. You must know all their secrets.
Oh, if only. Easier said than done. They're always on the move, looking for new adventures, chasing new dreams. All while trying to make the lives of everyone around them just a little bit better. I try to make sure they don't stumble and fall. And when they finally do, I help them back up.
Sounds exhausting.
Sometimes it is.
Hey, problems.
But I want the children to know that until they can stand on their own 2 feet, that I'm here to support them, care for them, love them. That even if we're not actually related, we're still a family. A real family, in all the ways that matter. If I can do that for them, then, well, then maybe I'm making this world a better place.
I know you are.
My predecessor taught me everything I know. I just took up his torch and ran with it, I guess. Not that I'm anything close to what he was.
Biggs!
Biggs is one of a kind. Oh no!
More backstory for Charlie Sheen.
Do you have somewhere you need to be?
More like a dream I need to fulfill. Thank you again for your help.
I wonder what kind of dream she's chasing tonight.
No idea.
Thanks again.
Gets us some more characterization of Cloud and Aerith, so
In
that's
return,
worth points.
I let everyone know you guys can join the game as special guests. If you want to know more, then come to the hideout.
Kid has a fucking nail bat this whole time, right? Like, holy shit, kid. Oof. Crudely reinforced baseball bat. Oh, it has no materia slots. Okay. But it has an ability on it, presumably, right? Deliver a devastating attack and switch modes in one fluid motion. Let's see. Give me that bat. Critical hit rate. So I can actually get materia slots for it, okay. Oh. It's just that all of the base materia slots are locked to start with, okay. I guess that's fair. I never, ever used the no materia slot items in the original Final Fantasy VII. Just because it gave me, like, progression anxiety that I wouldn't have materia earning AP. I feel like that's kind of a perverse incentive that's in the original game. That, like, you know, if I could level up materia separately from the materia that I have equipped for combat purposes, I totally would, right? But it's not really a thing that's on offer. I think it can be neat to bring materia that's not useful to you right now because you want to have it leveled up later in the game, but It's certainly interesting. Bad. Okay. Just gonna try to get the ability on that guy, and then we'll dump it. I gotta finish getting her guard stick ability so I can use the new one I got.
Once they're ready to eat, I'll bring some to your place, Aaron.
Got a couple more side quests to do here.
But I want to climb up there.
I had a question, I forgot what it was. I'll think about it. Track quest. Final Fantasy VII, please hire the creators of the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes to redo your map system for you. Installed in Kit Bus, yeah. Yeah, and Vanquisher, you never use the max level gun.
Now that things are starting to settle down a bit, we can finally play Whack-A-Box again. It's all thanks to you. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's this tired-looking guy out by the community center.
Skyar sick.
And I heard he was looking for some help.
Angel of the
Marty's
Slums.
kind of interesting, huh? He's weird, but he makes everyone around him really happy. You'll see.
So question, does this guy's stock ever change?
See anything you like?
I'm assuming that Moogle tokens are going to be a thing that persists throughout the whole game, and that I'll run into different merchants that offer different things. It's the main reason I'm thanking them right now.
Have a merry Moogle day, Kupo.
It changes once. Keep the pace of stock. Just so that I'm not stressed about conserving tokens, what other interesting items are on offer from the shop? Like, are there any other weapons, or accessories, or unique materia? I'm tempted to just Google what the costs are, so I know how much that I should, what my zero balance should be. So weapon for 8. Okay. I'll probably get 5 more before I come back here. Fine.
Thanks, you guys.
10
I've got a
SP.
whole mountain of Moogle medals now. Soon I'll be able to make everyone here super happy.
That's wonderful. So, like Mog the Moogle, you'll be able to
Mog
make
the
all our
Moogle
hopes
is
and
the
dreams
sex
come true?
Moogle.
Not just yours, Kupo.
The original
Wishes
Final
of
Fantasy
every
VII.
single person in the slums.
It's a lot of wishes.
Lots of people in Midgard love to collect Moogle medals, you know. They'll pay anything to get their hands on more. I'm using the money to set up more shops all throughout the slums, Kupo. I'm giving jobs to the other kids and making life better for everyone here. And that's how I'll make everyone happy.
That's one way of doing it, Kupo.
It's basically
And
my
I've got
response.
extra happiness for you two.
So what's to stop
There are
us
so
from
many
selling
weird
directly
mini games
to
in the
these
original
collectors?
FF7.
Moogle magic, Kupo?
Next time, keep your plans to yourself.
Thanks, you guys. By working together, I know we can make the world a happier place.
Okey-doke. I guess the nice thing about 10 skill points is that it automatically applies to all of my weapons, right? Shoot, and I should check to see if the new... Hold on. There's like a new orbit thingy, if it has any... 2... I guess I still only have 3 cores. Looking for materia slots is the big thing here. Thundering pretty hard in Los Alamos right now. Oh, okay. It already did happen. These two have 4, so I should finish maxing that out. I wonder if when you set it to auto, if it tries to pick materia upgrades if possible. Materia slot. Yeah, but I guess it doesn't. So I'll have to take them off auto for a bit. I think it's too late to reload my save to fix that. Manual. 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 I think I already got all those, but I'll double check. Chadley costs money.
He doesn't see me. Be quiet. I want to become strong just like you.
Oh, hey, Cloud. You're just in time for our favorite game, Whack-A-Box. You want in? It's super fun.
Sure.
The rules are easy. The person who whacks the most boxes is crowned champion of the hideout.
I want to be champion of the hideout.
Don't let adults play, but since you're cool, we're gonna make a special exception
I'm gonna
just
crush
for
you guys. Play a game of Whack-a-Box. Participation prize, a movable medal, spectral cogwheel. Okay. These are... Oh god. They're fucking playing Crash Bandicoot? Okay. Blue boxes fills your ATB gauge. You can only use the weapon ability of your equipped weapon and the braver ability. Destroying red boxes extends your time. Oh, that sucks. I can actually target any of them, presumably, right?
Brace yourself.
Alright, it's not great if I don't have a target, I guess. Where did they even get these boxes from? That's a good question. This is very Kingdom Heartsy. Disorder. I like the home run bat attack, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that the different weapons had unique attack animations. It's pretty sweet, to say.
Get ready.
Disorder.
That'll do.
I can't make fun of this minigame though, because the original FF7 has the weirdest minigames.
Get ready.
I can get my proficiency bonus here if I just keep using Disorder in this minigame. Do this again now that I won't whiff so many times with the Braver. Yeah. Completed.
Wow, Cloud! I've never seen anyone do that before.
Your mouth is...
Pretty fun, right?
all the side quest characters' mouths are all fucked up. Crescent Moon Charm. Wiggle Metal. That's cool, you can just get all the rewards all at
It feels good to
once.
help people out, doesn't it?
Is that what you would describe what I just did?
You having fun yet?
Heaps.
Is that a canned
Then
line?
you
They're
can't be
like,
afraid to show
side
it
quest
more.
response
Don't
line
forget,
number
it's all
3,
about service
underscore
and
Aerith.
salesmanship.
I'll leave that to you.
All right, but don't think you can rely on me forever, mister.
Wasn't planning to.
That's good. 'Cause I command a very good salary.
Helping. They're like, okay, we've only got our voice actors in the studio for a certain amount of time. We haven't finished what this side quest is going to be. Should I ever say something generic about helping people? That's what all side quests are, right? Fucking destroyed their records. How does a kid do this? Should check if this is actually affecting my, oh, I can't check my menu here. Proficiency or not. I'm guessing the answer might be no. That sucks when you miss with that. Oh, acquired the disorder ability. Alright, I don't have to do this anymore. That's cool. I need to bring Eris in here so I can max out her shit.
Let's get this over with.
They'll never whiff. The kids live in Midgar with the mouse and keyboard.
Sorry. Get ready.
It's a pretty cool attack.
All right.
Unnecessary. It's a regular box.
So long. Brace yourself.
Oh, there's way more back here. Interesting. Come on. Hurry up, get to the red thing! There we go. Now I got the max score. The music in this is pretty cool too. Neat.
Only one way to become a whack-a-box master. Whack, whack, whack.
Whack, 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 indeed. Great Annihilator. Trophy earned. Alright, let's switch to... I guess back to the Iron Blade or the Buster Sword? Buster Sword has linked materia at the start. It's also way more iconic looking. Let's see. Refocus, first strike. Thought about doing MP up actually. Structural cogwheel. Consuming MP fills the limit gauge. Oh, that's cute. I like that idea. Let's remove these real fast. Let's give him a lightning elemental attack. And he also had fire materia. She can have the other lightning back. I don't like leveling up two of the same, because later in the game it's going to matter less if it's anything like the original. I'm actually going to give her auto cure instead. There we go. Interesting. So I have 4 slots on this thing now, but they only display 2. I guess that's fair. Where are you going to put them and stop looking like the classic Buster Sword, right? Okay. So getting those skill books were a big deal because they gave me effectively more materia slots, which increases my rate of acquisition of new shit. So that's good. Upgrading the weapons is a cool idea. It's interesting that you max out, like you learn the abilities associated with each weapon so quickly.
According to officials who are involved with the ongoing investigation,
Tell me you're a mercenary.
You wouldn't happen to be a certain merc that's become the talk of the town?
Yep.
I'm Damon. Little more than a humble reporter with the Daily Buzz.
That rag? The one that's always printing awful rumors about the slums?
On the contrary, my dear. We strive to raise awareness of the plight of our undercity brethren. We seek a better future for everyone, rich and poor. Now then, my friends, I find myself in need of your exceptional services for a trifling matter. Are you familiar with the mysterious and notorious bandit known as the Angel of the Slums? She delivers written declarations to her victims, usually Shinra associates, before divesting them of their valuables.
Everyone knows her. Everything she steals, she gives to the poor and needy.
Yes, she's got a knack for public relations.
Yeah.
Very popular down here as a result.
Did you hear about
Nevertheless,
the
she is a criminal and a
papal
threat to the
Robin
public
Hood?
order.
Like, there's this cardinal
my
that
mission to
works in the name of
unmask
Pope Francis that
Locals have been
like,
uncooperative and
breaks into sewers and turns on power breakers for people whose electricity got shut off because they didn't pay their bills.
Exposed, my sources have all deserted me. Which brings me to you, the merc of the hour, and the man who will serve up my scoop.
What a garbage person.
You're really leaving?
Let's see.
This here's the Sector 5 Community Center.
Oh, this one guy has targeted dialogue, right? It's Metal Gear Solid 4, old snake looking math teacher motherfucker.
Why, hello! What is it? The guardian angel of the slums? Such a mysterious figure. Always talked about, but never seen by anyone.
The angel gets in and out without being noticed and always leaves a calling card. Maybe a magician.
No, it's no magic trick. It's genuine magic. Rumor has it that the angel is a witch.
If we're going by rumors, then I've heard that it's actually a monster in disguise.
Well, I could talk all day about the dozens of stories I've heard.
Dozens.
There's some youngster going around lending a hand to those in need.
Good to see you again, Murray.
Good to see
You got a
too,
cool
Gareth.
character
I'm glad
model.
You found yourself a funny new
You look
friend.
more important than everybody else.
Meet Murray. She knows everything there is to know about the slums. Murray, meet Cloud. He's a former soldier and super strong.
He looks useful enough. The kids have been talking about you. The defender of the secret hideout. And now the hero of the Leaf House is helping the Daily Buzz look for the Angel of the Slums.
Yep, those are the quest flags that I've set.
I'm a lover of the whispered word. Not that it's any real secret, considering how chatty the Shinra mutt's been.
Not looking into it for the.
So wait, hold on. I don't know why games do this, but I was pointing this out in Red Dead Redemption and Mass Effect and a whole bunch of other games we played recently that have like dialogue that appears based on certain event flags that you've set. And it always cracks me up that whenever they do it, they always change the camera angle to load in the cutscene. Like I feel like you could make it look like they're smoothly loading the dialogue, right? But it's like you can almost see the NPC's face whir for a second, checking flags. Oh yes, you're the one that helped. Quest NPC name.
I'm doing it for myself. Call it curiosity, whatever.
Or could it be you've fallen under the angel's spell like so many others? Anyway, it so happens that I have some information for you. But I'll need a moment before I can give it to you. Why don't you wait with that reporter of yours?
Okay.
What's that? The guardian angel of the slums? Come to think of it, a reporter came sniffing around asking about her. You his man? Huh. Even if I knew something, I wouldn't tell you. To folks around here, the angel is a hero. I ain't selling her out to Shinra.
I don't think I can listen to another one of their stories.
I don't really want to leave this area until I get the other skill book, since it gives me more material for the other characters. I will get enough Moogle medals to buy everything if I just hit every box in the game, right? I assume they're like mini medals and Dragon Quests, and there's... You can only get so many. reimagined her as a cat burglar. Yeah. I guess I'll go do the Angel of the Slums thing first. Hold up. Really? There's an unlimited amount? That's surprising. Do they like respawn in areas if you get them from a box and leave and then check the box again?
Any news?
Oh, and enemies drop them?
Talking to
Okay,
Marae at
thanks.
all? She told us that she had some information to share.
Mireille, as in the Mireille? The town gossip? I chased her for days begging for info, but she wouldn't give up a single scrap. So how'd you get the old bird to talk?
This old bird.
Yeah, but you only get that once, right, Eggman?
Then quickly, before you have another, tell us, what do you know about the notorious Angel of the Slums? Has she struck again? Is that it?
I don't know anything about that, but I do know where her hideout is.
Her base of operations? Now that's a scoop! Where is it? Tell me!
Deep in the scrap.
Do you get all the other rewards every time you do it? Can you do that to farm for money?
Perfect place for a criminal to hole up.
Lookout point. Got it! I'll check it out right now.
But before you go, I should warn you about this rumor I heard. About a terrible fiend that's claimed the Angel's hideout as its lair.
You're not allowed to use that word. You can't call the summons espers or aeons.
I don't know about you, but I'd not go anywhere near that thing.
Well, well, a good reporter knows never to take foolish risks. Plan first, then act. That's every respectable journalist motto.
If it's a plan you're looking for, I'd say you have one right here. Wouldn't you?
So, my good mercenary, if...
There's no reason to get a high score if you go repeat it then, right? Just go in and around the clock to get Moogle medals. I don't... Oh, God. If I was not playing this on stream, I would do that immediately to get more materia slots for everybody, but... It's paining me to not go do it immediately. Alright, let's go... Nuts and bolts. Guess there's 2 quests here in Lookout Point, but we'll hit this one first on the way. Stamps Adventures. Netflix has a... Netflix. Shinra has a propaganda cartoon? Oh, thank you. Yeah. I didn't even notice that it gave me another one after the second game. I was just like, oh, I assume you get all those prizes once, and there's no reason to touch the mechanic ever again after that. Nope. Shit, I keep doing this. It's stuck at this corner. I guess I may have gotten enough to buy one more school book. I guess if I ever am at risk of this content being locked out, please tell me.
A pleasure as always, Kupo.
No, I only have to do it 5 times. Oh, no, don't do it. It's fine. Just come back later. Why, game? It's almost worse that they're farmable. I guess it fixes the missable problem I was talking about before, but... Just gotta add Final Fantasy IX's auction house. At the end of the game, there's an auction house that sells all of the missable items for Gil or something. So you can just play the game without being stressed out all the time. If you miss some stuff, you can buy it later. No big deal. Not be like screwed if you didn't catch Chocomog. Hey, underneath the rotting pizza. I'm glad they kept the awkward Lupin song. I don't even think I noticed that enemies were dropping it randomly. I really thought they were like Dragon Quest mini medals, that there was a set number of them in authored locations. And I can come back to that NPC freely, or I'll run into that NPC again in other areas. there. Okay. Generally get to come back here several times during the Midgar section of the original game, so might be okay, maybe. Wait. All boxes have a random chance. Okay, I thought it was like scripted for each one of those boxes I was encountering. Oh, I see. It's a green bubble.
Seriously.
Everyone's favorite thing from Final Fantasy XIV.
I'll show you what I can do. So long. Get him!
Arcane Award,
Try
right?
using it. You'll see. That's that.
I'll do.
Man, come on.
Ow. Assess.
Too bad.
Turbo ethers. Okay.
Take the lead.
Here goes. Get ready. Go on. You'll see. Here. Yeah. Okay. Let's get serious. You've got this.
I got this.
Let's get sweaty. Oh, I must have equipped Cure on someone at some point. I knew I was missing something.
Deal with that.
Sure. However I can help. Yeah. 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 Kinda hurt. I'm feeling pretty weak. It
Aww.
wasn't meant to be.
Can you call yourself
It's like a split second away. You embarrassed, Cloud? What a goof. Ow. Well, I'm about to die.
Not looking good.
Fleeing. I didn't actually realize that was a thing. That's cool. Sorry, Aerith. My bad. I was using you ineffectively because of trying to get your shit unlocked, but those enemies don't seem to be a great setting for trying that. Card stick. Okay, she almost has the ability, so let me make sure Cloud also has access to a cure ability here. Fire, Steel, Luck Up, Assess. So I guess I gotta give Fire to Aerith. Give her the other, so I'm not leveling up multiples of the same element.
Focus.
Target located.
Get him.
Calling lightning.
Oh, it's weak against wind, technically. I didn't even see that. Interesting. I just assumed Rivet.
This one's for you.
Keep it together.
I'll take care of him. Needs more magic. Can you
Yay,
take over
weapon
for
ability
me?
learned. I'm gonna have to cast that over again.
Stay back.
It's on you.
I'll show you what I can do. What the?
Steady.
Go on. Get ready.
Does she always have a range attack with her staff? Like, even if you press the square button?
Fry.
Oh no, I'm actually going to use it in combat. I mean, I don't have to keep casting it in order to learn the ability.
Need help?
It's basically Red Mage double cast.
I won't give up. Just getting started.
I won't give up. Immediately gives up.
Okay, up and at 'em. It's your turn.
I got this.
Till pelted with magic.
I'm coming.
I don't know if her shit counts as magic damage for the purposes of removing the shield.
Get fired up.
Oh, it's just immune to fire. Okay, I thought there was a different spell it was immune to. My bad.
My turn.
That's it.
Keep it together.
I'll take care of them. Can you take over for me?
Back.
I'll try. Probably need to give him an ether so I can actually be killing these things.
Buzz off.
Ow. Alright, I need to go find a bench really quick and come back here with wind magic. They're annoying to fight without breaking their bubble. I haven't had wind equipped. Okay, there is one, it's a little bit far, but I'll go ahead real quick.
You're dead.
Excuse me.
I'll protect you.
Will you though, Cloud?
No holding back. See ya. That'll do.
What the hell is doing that?
Second wind.
Okay.
Gotta be careful. It's over. Not bad.
Wanted to switch her to the new weapon real quick. Silver Staff, Sorcerer's Storm. I think she needed 10 to get the new materia slots that the game didn't auto-allocate, unfortunately.
Would you like a bowl of Marstead? The perfect blend of sweet and spicy.
He just sits on the bench.
Try it with our sweet and spicy sauce.
All the fatty flavor and calories you need to get you through the day.
I think it's interesting that they kept the a similar volume of consumable items to the original game, and if anything, they probably increased it. I'm trying to think at what point you routinely were sitting on 99 potions in the original FF7. Okay, I need to give somebody wind materia. I guess I'll give it to Aerith, because she can do the double cast thing. Take off poison for now. Oh, she already has Aurora. Okay.
Bring it. That's that.
Here we go. Third time to charm.
This isn't a game. Focus.
Trust me, I'm focused.
Our ATB fills crazy fast. Deals magic damage nearby
Try
enemies.
using it. Get him. Enjoy the ride.
That's much better.
Gonna get windy. One more. Watch out for high winds.
Sweets. Ow. Ice to meet you. Something, something.
Enjoy the ride. Get him.
I feel like her triangle attack is actually kind of garbage, but her square is really good. It's a neat way to distinguish her as a character.
Tagging out.
Taking over.
So it's like the wind spell takes a while to proc, basically. It's kind of cool. Disorder.
That's that.
When did chat say that?
It was never in doubt.
Oh, I see. Basic square is much better than Tempest most of the time. Huh. That's interesting. Everyone else's triangle ability is pretty good. I wonder if they just like drop the ball with it or something. I'm still up for me. Go back to leveling bio. Charge, I was using it even charged, and it seems like it's really easy for it to get interrupted while you're trying to do that. Oh, shit, same assholes again. Well, that's not good. And she's out of MP. So I can probably deal with 2 of them.
That's it.
Calling lightning.
Go on. Get him. This one's for you.
Here it comes.
I do like their enemies like this, where you basically have to use their element for them to not be a gigantic hassle. I guess it works because you can run away and just go re-equip the materia. I wonder if the added effect lightning also pops their shield. It's hard to read that text. Guessing the answer is no?
There.
Whoops.
I'll show you what I can do.
Can you cast? These things got to be immune to bio, right?
You can do it.
I got this.
I guess not. Even though they're robots.
You'll feel it soon.
Jeez.
Wait, seriously?
It's a good reaction to that.
Kinda hurt.
Ow. Oh. Now it counts as fleeing. Alright. I gotta get her MP back and then use arrow on them. No frame drops here. Having any browser issues, maybe?
Let's try that again.
Ow.
See ya. Seriously.
If you see more issues, let me know. I don't see anything happening on my end.
That's that.
Something just going on with Twitch and Mondays.
Enough.
Last two Final Fantasy streams have had issues. Gotcha. Does she have faster MP regen in general, Aerith? She has an ability that lets her drain MP, but I'm imagining it's not super great on those enemies. One of the unlocks. That's cool. That's a cool way to make it much more explicit that she's magic focused. And just having her base stats be slightly higher. I don't think it was ever really noticeable, the difference between the characters, other than that some characters sucked at physical, but everyone was fine at magic in the original game. This is the one I did earlier down here, right? I'm gonna go up and around. Give her Aurora. But I'm kind of excited that I'm running into enemies that I can't just mash the square button on.
Here goes.
That's one of my issues with Kingdom Hearts core gameplay loop. That's a pretty effective strategy outside of the optional content. Like the Shiva fight was pretty good too, in the same respect. That's cool, the one we hit earlier stayed dead.
It's your turn.
Hang back. Here it comes.
Get him!
Hooray, first try. Turn to the scared man. No, we have more stuff to do back here. It's gotta be something in that big arena that we left behind forever ago, right? No, that's very cool. I probably am going to want to play this on hard off stream. I want it to be the type of game where like I have to avoid damage. I can't just face tank stuff. The fact that there's a cost to healing is really nice, that you don't just like pop a potion and top off for free. That it can get interrupted. Yeah, I wish you could start on hard. I might have selected it when I first started playing. It's a very Japanese decision, I think, to lock game modes behind New Game Plus. We were talking about that the other day. I forget what game it was. Just the idea of Golden Sun. Building your game around preparation when it's like impossible to prepare because you have no idea where the next boss fight is. It's like it seems like they're games that are designed to be played a second time. We're like, oh, now I know that this boss is behind this door, so I'm gonna bring the grenade launcher, or I know that this boss is weak against poison, so I'm gonna equip the biomateria. Hey, bud, what's up? Yeah, that's what's frustrating to me about tabletop RPGs. Or not tabletop RPGs, but Vancian Magic. Vancian Magic is asking your players to make an impossible decision.
Now that's just me.
This is certainly a friend. Because you don't want to hit his little orb, that's kind of cool. Oh god, ouch. I was trying to roll, but I was animation locked.
Allow me.
Nothing stealable. Weak against lightning. Getting some value out of rescaling their models that they do have in the game too, which is always cool. I was a big fan of tastefully reused assets. I think the Iron Sphere is a separately targetable thing that gets me in trouble. It's kind of cool. Put like a shield on an enemy to do the same thing. For a little 360 attack, you can try to dodge. Let's see.
There. Bam.
I think I really like the deliberate parts of combat in this game. Namely, like, your timing on ATB, your triangle attacks for the most part, dodging. I guess I wish that the Kingdom Hearts square button, X button spam wasn't there, because I think it undermines the otherwise fairly deliberate combat where you have to pay attention and try to avoid damage. Like, I'd rather him swing 1/5 of the time but do 5 times as much damage per swing, right? And maybe you could have a character like Tifa who's actually super fast in comparison.
Take the lead.
Come on, you can do it.
Let's get sorry, but you handle it.
Doesn't have a scan, I don't think, about him. Yeah. I think it exists to punish you for attacking from certain directions. Like that. Ouch.
Keep it together.
Sure, however I can help.
Arcane Ward is only attack spells, okay.
Watch out for high winds. Can you take over for me?
Sloppy!
This one's for you.
I think he's like attacking through his back and touching the little orb there.
One more shot.
Deal with that.
Catch your ley line shit.
You've got this.
Taking over.
Enjoy the ride. One more. Somebody help me out here.
Here it comes.
Ow, I did it again. Ow.
Much better.
Ouch.
I can't believe you.
Oh god. Jesus.
I'm feeling pretty weak.
No shit. And I'm silenced?
Just a little should help.
Run away!
This one's for you!
She gets an insane amount of ATB from that. That would be nice.
You'll feel better in a second.
This time. Come on.
There.
Yeah, I'm really far away. Let's try doing the charge. So that does 202 damage and gives like almost a full ATB. Figure out how many seconds it takes to cast.
You can do it.
Let's do this.
Watch out for high winds.
You're good as dead.
So when you activate limit, do they automatically try to get as close? Do they have to gap close, or do you have to be standing next to them? Is it still a normal ability? I had one whiff earlier when we were fighting an airbuster, I think it was. Damn it! Stop that.
Stay back.
Lock. Don't lock. Oh my god. Stop being locked onto that game. Oh, Jesus. Thanks, Aerith. There we go, first try.
Okay then. Guess we should look around.
Yeah, I was pressing in right stick to lock on when I was on the right target. But then moving right stick was still switching the target. Who even built this? Shinra. They're the bad guys.
The guardian angel of the slums will collect your offering on behalf of the poor.
This must be one of her calling cards.
I don't see anything else interesting. Let's head back and tell him what we found.
Oh, you use like the ATB to pause? That's a cool idea. Like how you can move the aiming reticle with the power pause menu in Mass Effect. Here you go.
I can't believe it! You found one of her calling cards! This is the genuine article, I'm sure of it. Penned by the angel herself!
So this is one of her famous warnings.
It's an incredible find! Oh, was that all?
Hold on. Looks like there's something else. A message. To the nosy Shinra reporter sniffing around, I was planning to teach you a lesson you would never forget. However, by the grace of your mercenary friend, you were spared that lesson. But next time he might not be around to save you. You would be wise to watch your step.
Not just a message from the angel. A warning.
If the Merc here hadn't bailed you out, that fiend in the scrap would have ripped you to shreds. Sorry about that, friend. Here I was, just trying to help you out. But instead, my kindness almost got you violently killed.
Now. No harm, no foul, right? In any case, I hope this narrowly averted tragedy won't discourage you from sharing information with me in the future.
Hey everybody! The angel left another calling card! She's gonna rip off Don Corneo!
It's about damn time!
Corneo?
Don Corneo's no easy mark!
Whoa.
I can't wait to see how this goes down!
Okay, I mean, I guess that's fine if they want to pronounce it that way.
So much for my reward.
Here, why don't you take this? Oh, and no need to thank me. Let's just say it slipped out of that reporter's pocket.
She gives me more money than the entire price of my mercenary job at the beginning of the game.
Am I right? Well done, Mr. Merc. You certainly lived up to your reputation.
I almost said Don Corneo.
I wish I could have helped.
Oh,
He's corny.
I heard! You got them all, right? Robots from the reactor getting lost in the slums. Must be because of the explosion up top, huh? They must have thought they were protecting the reactor and figured I was trespassing on their turf or something.
Maybe.
Almost feel sorry for them, getting all lost and confused like that. Oh,
Wish I could be a fly on the wall in the development process for this game.
Shinra bitches get what they deserve.
Shinra bitches get what they deserve.
Anyway, I think it's safe to say our work here is finished. If you're ever in the market for a Merc again, remember, you can count on Cloud.
Sure. And sorry about putting this on you all of a sudden. I'm really glad you were willing to help out, though. Thanks again.
No problem.
Actually, while you're here, I've got another favor to ask. There's this old guy who hangs out in front of the weapons shop. I think he might need your help. Would you mind talking to him?
Quest chain, okay. Protective boots.
I'd love to say something, but I don't work here.
Alright, he's the last one. We can get on with the game.
Oh, I know you. You must be that mercenary.
Cool wig, Ron Swanson.
It's the anniversary of my wife's death, and I wanted to visit her grave. But I can't because some creatures have turned the graveyard into their nest. Could you do me a favor and go there in my stead? She shouldn't be alone today.
It'll cost you.
That's fine, that's fine. The graveyard's right by the head of the river. But I heard they put a new gate in recently to replace the old broken one. Now that those creatures have moved in, I'm sure it's locked up tight.
Didn't we buy a graveyard key off Moggy? I think we did.
He did. I think I'm a fan of like 85-90% of this remake. Most of the stuff they've done has been for the better. I think the pacing is something that they can't really fix without cutting stuff from the original game, which I think they were very concerned about doing, and praise them for adapting in that way. But I mentioned this last episode that like some of their new stuff is more interesting than the original game and almost would have been served better by just like completely cutting stuff out from the original story. Yeah. It does make you wonder if the side quests were a late in the process addition.
No turning back. Let's do it right.
Tactical data not available. Against ice. Shall I put it there? Didn't see if they had a good steal. Nope, nothing.
Get him!
Try this.
Let's cast Kira.
Stay strong, okay?
Thank you.
Go on!
It's pretty cool that they give you double cast super early.
So tired.
Like, I think that having a mechanical way to distinguish Eris as a caster is way more interesting than just giving her a higher magic stat. Like, even if it mathematically works out to be the same as just giving her, let me try this pause to target thing. Okay, so that's assess doesn't work for targeting, but X button does. So what does lock on mean? Like, I guess when you're locked on, if you press the right stick to move the camera, you're still switching targets. Okay. I think that was the source of most of my confusion before. I thought lock would make it so that when I move the right stick, it would be just the camera that would move.
Kinda hurt.
You're burning up.
Nice stagger. Well, unfortunately.
I should probably heal up first. I'm trying, but...
Oof.
All right.
God. She's still asleep too, Jesus. At least they woke me up. And I'm poisoned. Yuck.
Feeling good.
There's this weird, like, pizzicato spider strings noise in the background of this stage. You can kind of hear it, especially when you're in the ATB screen.
Come on, you can do it. You're still doing okay, right?
Gotta be careful.
It's the same as the original Final Fantasy VII.
I'm just so tired.
Great.
I really want to be using ice magic on these guys.
Don't close your...
I'm so sleepy. You hit me, please? Thank you. Need to get an accessory that grants sleep immunity.
So tired.
Sure, however I can help.
That is cool. Barks.
Can you handle them?
Fight.
I'm trying, but...
Don't.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Can't.
Torpid Sting. Oh, that the sleep interrupt blew her ATB. Lame. She's close to having her limit break. I'm about to die from poison though. Nope, more die from that. That works too.
Can't keep eyes open.
Let's cast Raise on the Cloud.
Okay, up
Limit
and
break
at 'em.
actually had a cast time last time, which was frustrating. All party
Let the
members.
winds caress you.
Or it was like combat was still going on during the animation. Oh.
So tired.
I'll do what I can. We've got to get through this.
Go on!
I think we're almost done. Stay back.
Kill one of them will make this a lot easier on not having 3 things spamming sleep on me. I should have ran out of the room and equipped ice, but too late now. Panic roll. There's no reason not to do it in this game though, right?
Take over for a bit.
There's no stamina.
We've got to get through this.
That's it!
Hey, there's...
Sorry, but...
Do you learn limit breaks in this by using limit breaks?
You're out of luck.
I think that was part of what caused you to get new ones in the original game, but it's been a while.
You're mine.
I do like the red flashing screen for any low health party member, that's nice.
Gotta stay.
I should probably heal up first.
Key items, okay.
Enjoy the ride!
So that you get them through story
Just taking
progress
a
only.
little break. You'll see. That'll do. Go on.
Yeah, the charge just doesn't seem worth it in terms of the number of regular attacks you get off. Like, it seems like you can get 3 normal attacks off in the same amount of time it takes to get 1 charged Tempest off. Get a comparable amount of damage in ATB, and lower the risk of any one of those attacks getting interrupted, right?
That was weird. This must be it. Hey, you want to say a prayer too?
No thanks.
Square's an AoE as well, but the triangle's not. The 2 defeat the monster. Okay, I was like, what? The 2 defeat the monsters. The 2, Cloud and Aerith, defeat the monsters. I'm gonna head back to the church
really
after
grateful
this.
for what you
Studded
did.
bracer.
Here's your reward. I owe him a lot, maybe more than I can ever repay. And now I owe you a lot too. I know it's not much, but I hope it makes up for it a little bit.
We paid our respects to your
I think if it had super
wife, and
armor,
we
it would
took
be
care of those
better.
creatures.
Oh, that's such a relief to hear. I can't tell you how much it was weighing on my mind. I was beginning to think I might never be able to visit her grave again. With my bad back and my legs, my whole body's a mess, frankly. I didn't think I could make it past the creatures. But I was prepared to die trying, and then you two came along. Still, I've got to face facts. Creatures or no, I can't keep making these trips.
Don't say that.
This is the graveyard key. Run it back to Moggy.
But I just told you about my legs.
Why don't you just give it back?
Okay. It'll cost you 5,000 gil.
The fuck, Cloud?
5,000?
It's always money with you people. Fine. I won't ask
Different
you
people
for
write the
anything
different side
else.
quests?
I'll take your damned key and give it to the boy. It's downright depressing. What is the world coming to?
5,000 gil.
We probably ought to call it a day.
Getting late, huh?
You've been working so hard you lost track of time.
Had to. The pay sucked.
Did it?
Because they didn't know if you were worth it yet. But now they do. Come on, let's go home.
Inflation hit hard after the Vector Comics. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I want to pick anything else up. I guess I could talk to Chadley real quick, but I don't think I've got anything new for him right now.
I have to tell you that I'm grateful for all of your help thus far.
Problem, kid. Monster
I've done it.
variants.
I've developed a new materia.
Synergy? Allows an ally to follow the leader's attack command with an attack from linked materia. Oh. Wow, yeah, they really had some fun with the design space of the whole AI-controlled companion thing. I appreciate that. So, like, let me follow that. While I'm attacking with a character other than the person that has this materia equipped, whenever I do an attack, they'll use this materia automatically? Or this is just a way to basically get my computer characters to cast spells without me manually entering their ATB?
All of your future battle intel submissions. Oh, hey.
Been feeling a lot better ever since he heard about what happened.
So whenever the hero uses an ATB, it'll cause the computer character to use the ATB. Does it consume their charge? No new battle intel for now. Okay. Huh. Users their charge. I guess that isn't. That's kind of a waste of a materia slot, it seems like.
People are talking about you.
Maybe if it made it do more damage, or like if it's the same thing that the hero uses, that it does extra damage or something. It's pretty questionable.
Take care of my equipment, you hear?
Neat concept. Kind of a dumb implementation. Right, I got a new bracelet thing. Studded bracelet. Nope. Doesn't have enough materia slots. Sorry. And not a very good gambit either, because if it's only when you use an ATB, it's like you're already in that pause menu. You could go assign them to use one too at the same time, right? Vitality, immune to slow, immune to stop. Yeah, you know, let's do immunity to status effects.
And now they crossed the line, bombing the reactor. We're looking at another cloudy day in Warsaw with overcast skies.
You heard what he said.
I think I'm basically done in town now, right? Unless if I wanted to... Oh no, I gotta go run back to the church. It's a long way. Okay, we'll just start sprint. That mean yellow materia that they didn't let me grab earlier. I managed to walk completely the wrong way. Totally didn't. Wish I could lock the map to face north. Oh, let me see if there's a camera option for the thing I was describing. Maybe that's what... Higher the number, the further away the camera will be. Attack target correction. Responsiveness. Oh, yes, please. That's what I needed. Somewhere in the options, you can lock the map. Okay. All right, that's what I would expect it to be. So the right stick can continue to control the camera, presumably. I like switch in order too. Oh, no, I'll keep that on direction input. Gameplay, normal. Cursor position. Static. Oh, thank God. Okay. Whew. Lock on controls. Yeah, that's what I expect it to be. It's the right way down, right? Yeah.
Well, hi there. How are you?
I'm glad I moved here, but... Nice sword you got.
Thank you.
Just one night in Walmart and I'm broke.
I'm always doing little camera adjustments in combat in games like this. That might improve the combat feel a lot for me here. We'll see. I get the Dark Souls camera claw. So it was giving me a lot of trouble because I'd go to adjust the camera with the right stick and it would always switch whatever target I was locked onto. More medals, please. willing to hit random boxes for it, but farm the little kid minigame, whack a box for like 5 minutes. Oh, that was a box. Alright, Eris, you're gonna stop yelling at me for going backwards. So is the implication that all these buildings were like pre-Midgar plates and that's why it's all ruined? Like it kind of looks like there was an actual not shitty city here at one point. Like what made it the slums? They weren't just like built like that. They didn't just like build this church and then destroy it immediately. Such a mean game. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like the least interesting yellow materia it could be, especially since I already have one. Oof. Does mastering materia in this game work the same way that it does in the original, where it like gives you a copy of it? Presumably there's nothing else in here, right? Headcanon is that like Midgar was a small town and then Shinra built the plates on top of it. Okay. It would, like, if it was just happened to be there, if you managed to come back, that'd be one thing, but they deliberately tease you with it in one of the Dementors cutscenes. Like, there's a yellow materia here. Like, oh man. What could it be? So they like stopped front loading all of the struggle with materia and they moved it toward the end of the progression line. I think I appreciate that. Like I said, I don't think most people would have any of their materia leveled up at all by the time they leave Midgar, unless if you stop to grind on purpose. They did a really good job with setting up the atmosphere of this place with all the garbage everywhere. I'm very happy with that part of the adaptation. I think if I were the president of video games and I had a magic wand that let me change things without any care for how things work, how much time it takes to change things, and what's viable from a marketing perspective, I would cut the side quests, and I would probably cut or extremely change the stuff that was directly adapted that flows into things that they've added, right? I think if you cut a lot of the stuff from the original game, or you changed it significantly, then stuff like the side quests would feel less jarring to the pacing. Because I mean, maybe it's just from someone that's played Final Fantasy VII and knows when I'm effectively watching a Lord of the Rings deleted scene, right? Yeah, I agree with the atmosphere being very good.
That's over. Okay then.
That's that.
Stop it!
I think side quests, there are parts of the game that they slot in. They could slot into pretty well. Like, I think you could add more towns onto the world map, for example. But Midgar is such like a tight, quick 8-hour experience that I think it suffers from constantly cutting away to killing rats and notorious monsters and stuff. But at the same time, like I said earlier, I get what they're doing, that if they're gonna release it in an episodic format, and there are no like truly random battles, I guess you can call these in the areas as you're running through them random because they respawn. They need to consume that time somehow. I'm gonna go south here. Hey, Jahan. I guess the way I put it is I think this game is having its cake and eating it too.
Is it weird that I prefer this part of town? Avalanche must have used some heavy. No telling what we get the occasional monster here. But seeing as I can't even get to work, maybe I'll go.
It's exerting its creative license through exclusively through adding content and basically never through deleting content.
Think you can help me out? Lend the guy some money?
And then the stuff that was in the original, they're trying to like do as close to 1-to-1 as possible.
This place takes getting used.
Well, hi there. How are you?
So, do you think this means another war's coming?
The Sector 5. Hey, hey! SAD screws. Mind taking
What you been up to, Serp?
We won't stop telling us stories about it. That's what's called easy.
I don't think I know you. Go for it!
I'm trying to decide if I want to go do this stupid whack-a-box game to get the last book. Try without it. How are they getting an 80-hour game by deleting content? Oof, imagine it's pretty tough. It's my man. Root is a lot paler than I imagined him to be.
Hello, Aerith.
What do you want?
Haven't seen him before. He your new boy toy?
He's my bodyguard, if you must know.
Wait a minute. Those eyes. Is he the one who beat up Reno?
And what if I am?
Yeah, I imagine, sir.
Need to cross my T's, dot my I's, that's all.
Looks like Joey Pant.
Cloud, leave him be. Rude's not a bad person, really.
No, I'm not bad. But like it or not, I sometimes have to do bad things.
I thought you would say, like it or not, I'm rude. Polish his head.
Don't take
Connor?
it personal.
The Jesse kick.
You Turks are all the same. All bark, no bite.
You're one to talk.
No need to get rough.
Okay.
Stay back.
Okay, that is not blockable. Got it. I wish you could cancel into a guard.
No.
I wish you could, like, parry. Dude.
Gotta get a little payback for my partner.
Come on, then.
You got any steals, bud? You sucked, you know that?
Allow me.
Mega Potion. Wind attacks rapidly fill stack.
Soldier, huh?
First class.
You'll be blown away.
I won't give up. I I see you. Shit.
That's a pretty cool attack. Wait, she's just auto-using Cure, okay.
You're going down.
Get ready. Floppy.
Sloppy.
Try this.
Looks like I got suplex.
Come on. All right.
Shit. Okay then.
So, you had enough yet?
No, I don't believe that I have.
Just stop it.
Can't. It's my job.
Then think about changing careers. Anytime now.
Enjoy the ride. Cloud's pretty strong, isn't he?
I've seen his type before.
You don't know me.
You act like you know me. You act like you know me.
Get ready. Feeling good. How's that payback working out for you?
Oh, better than expected.
I do like this take on the Turks theme.
I thought you didn't want to get rough.
No, but this is self-defense. Go on!
Shit!
This one's for you!
Phase-based refrain, let's go.
Gotta be careful.
There.
Thank you, Aerith.
Go on!
So it's really hard for me to tell what abilities are intended to be guardable and which ones are not. Like, that one makes sense that it's not, I guess.
Please, just leave us alone.
You know I can't do that.
She doesn't attack Aerith. Let's see. Bringing that back as the ringtone from Advent Children.
I'm sure you're having the time of your life, but we're needed on standby for a job at something about Sector 7. So get your ass back here now.
It's grunting noises.
Understood.
Got somewhere else to be?
Don't worry.
So,
You're gonna get like 20 more Turks cutscenes. I feel like it's... I can't complain about them expanding the Turks. It helps to see more of them.
stay there.
You know I can't do that.
You like bump into them in the caves on your way to Junon. And I don't think you really see them again after that until Wutai. They're a big deal. And then Wutai is optional, so not even required. Wutai. Yeah, I like that they set up Wutai better. Again, that's another thing that I'm not sure if that's a localization issue with the English version of Final Fantasy VII.
Wait a sec. So, you coming?
Yeah, I think it's optional too, whether you find them in the bar, right?
you talking to the...
Shh. So yeah.
That's cool.
It was that kind of day.
Like the optional Tifa cutscene we got. I like that too. She's talking about it.
Let's go. Shouldn't keep Mom waiting.
Hey, what'd they say?
Good work today, guys. Kidding. They didn't say a word. But, you know... never mind. It's not like you'd believe me after all.
I mean, I've seen the Dementors. Jesus, Cloud.
Tell me anyway.
Really?
So that's the... not the long-range materia.
It won't be much longer now. The flowers, they have something important to tell us. Something they need to share with us. At least, that's the feeling I get. But before they can, there's a final step that has to be taken. Otherwise, we won't hear them. Maybe I should just give up. Honestly, it's what I do best.
Could have fooled me. From what I've seen, you're no quitter.
Well, today's special. That's why I've been working my butt off.
Seems like this slot in a lot better after you've actually spent
What's
some
so
time with
special
her, so...
about
Okay, time to go.
Learn to talk to her.
Did the flowers say anything?
Jesus Christ.
Good work today, guys?
That's the spirit.
He's trying. You really gotta tell her you already have a girlfriend, though, buddy. MP up, okay. How does the motive is Chasey 10? I haven't played the original Deus Ex, but I've heard lots of quotes from it. I've seen like some super cuts of his dialogue. I wonder if instead of them being, and maybe it's just the Appalachian side quest, and the fact that some of them are less relevant to what's going on than others, you know? It's the Final Fantasy XIV problem for me that, you'll do one side quest that has really important Eris character development dialogue, and then you'll do another one that's like, oh, kill these rats in the backyard. It's like, I can see what you're doing, game. But if they instead had just expanded the whole game, and instead of them being optional, there's all these, like, plot relevant things with Shinra or whatever. But I guess the fact that they're optional means that someone who really hates them can skip them. It just puts me in a bad position because, like, I don't like them, but I don't want to skip them because I want to get all the content right.
You're heading in already?
The worst of all worlds. I think we're good.
Yeah, that's enough for one day.
Where have you two been? I've been worried sick.
Sorry. We got a little sidetracked.
Dinner's ready, in case you're wondering.
Ah, great.
But before we sit down, I want you to make up the guest room.
Gotcha. Take a load off, okay?
You gonna tell me all about her backstory now? This is a scene that was kind of confusing in the original.
I'm guessing you're a soldier.
Ex-soldier.
I hate to ask, but would you leave tonight without any fuss, no questions? You boys made a trade, a normal life, for power.
Oh wait, I don't think we get
Can't have
the
it both ways.
context until
I'm back.
Good. Now, I hope you're hungry.
Starving.
you come back with Marlene.
Right?
So you said you boys. I guess it never occurred to me that soldiers were all dudes, but okay.
I've never been so proud.
Why do you shave your armpit hair? I mean,
The man
that's cool.
you've become.
You do you.
Women must be hounding you day and night.
Not really.
You know, there's all kinds of temptations in the big city. I'd feel a lot better if I knew you'd found a good girl. One who'd make sure you didn't
His
get
mom's
into
name
trouble.
Claudia.
I can take care of myself.
An older, more mature girl that could keep you on the straight and narrow and tell you when you're being a silly goose.
So remember which character is technically the older character if you looked in the Brady Games guide for each of their ages.
That's the perfect type for you, I'd say.
Zero's concentrating on his scalp.
Don't want to overstay my welcome.
So we gotta sneak out. The original game makes you like walk slowly and not step on the little squeaky floorboards. I like the flashback scene with Cloud's mom. Sneak out without her spotting you. Careful not to bump into anything. Okay, that's cool if they kept that the same. Way to go, Cloud.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Go to
Did
the
you have a
bathroom.
bad dream? Don't worry, you'll feel much better in the morning. And I promise to take you straight home.
Surprised they're getting this much value out of such a small amount of space, right? Because they adapted the inside of the house pretty close to the original pre-rendered backgrounds.
Please don't let her hear me again.
Yeah, right. Probably people can't make a ex post facto justification for it. I'm okay with the justification that Shinra sucks and soldiers are employees of Shinra, an evil corporation. But the rules of the universe say that this thing is okay. It's like, okay, well, who wrote the rules of the universe again? It's a really great Dan Olson Folding Ideas video about that. I'll post it in Discord later. This is actually pretty close to the minigame in the original.
You're leaving?
So, how do I get to Sector 7?
It's simple
Why do you own
enough.
so many buckets?
Just cut through Sector 6. It isn't exactly safe, but you should be okay. Seeing
You'll be
as you're a
ashamed of your
soldier.
words and deeds, Prof.
Was one.
Promise me, you'll never talk to Aerith again. Please.
You got it.
Super reasonable.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You got a good point. Whoa. Place is pretty at night. Their insane slums property. This is the kind of thing that they probably could have rethought. Like, I appreciate that this is basically what the pre-rendered background looks like where she lives. And I think what we're meant to draw attention to is that there are flowers, and there's no flowers anywhere else in Midgar. But it's... Oh, she's a champion of the common people. She has a fucking mansion. I think that that's generally the thing, Prop, that like they're reverent of the source material. I think almost to a fault. So that's what I mean when I say that it's like trying to have your cake and eat it too. That they add a bunch of content that in a lot of ways is better than the original game, but then they don't want to fuck with the original stuff. I think as long as you're viewing it in that perspective, you can enjoy both things. But hey, I think you might get into like one or two random battles when you leave here normally.
What are you doing here?
Waiting.
Why?
Because I'm not sick of you yet.
Lead on, then.
With pleasure.
Oh no! They're playing the sad. Field of Stars, title screen, pre-bombing mission.
Is something wrong?
It's nothing.
Well, I'm not sure about him getting premonitions. I don't think he ever really sees the future in the original game. He has, like, PTSD flashbacks.
They're still working on the new plate.
Arguably, he could know anything that's going on with Genova at that moment at the same
Back when they
time.
were still building Midgar, there was an accident, and the plate fell. People had only just started moving in, so there weren't a lot living there at the time.
They deadly hit. Well, the earlier premonition with the materia dropping and it playing Eris's theme was
And that's?
definitely a view of the
Other
future.
side of Sector 6, Wall Market, a real special place.
Which of the whistling
But
starts?
I'm sure you already knew that, right?
All market
I didn't
hype.
tell you? I enlisted pretty much right after I left home. Don't know much about this place, or any of the slums.
Well, it took a lot of people to build Midgar, and they all needed to blow off steam. So some traders built an entertainment district. Inns, shops, bars, the works.
Wall market was one of the things I was really looking
Folks
forward to see
started
how they
pouring in
adapt.
from all over. Business was booming, money was flowing, which attracted the attention of some guys who didn't much care for the law.
And now there isn't any.
Right. But instead of trying to solve the problem, the government decided to just wall it in. And that's how Wall Market began.
That's cool, more context
Out
for
of sight, out
market.
of mind, as the old saying goes. For the folks in charge, there's no better way to deal with it.
So it's like a giant veil.
Yeah. Want to see what's behind it?
Not really.
That's good. 'Cause I know a better way to get to Sector 7. One that, tragically, doesn't go through Wall Market. And it's just through this tunnel here. At least it was, back when I was a kid.
You gonna yell at me if we're going towards Wall market? Okay. Yes, yes. Coming up on the screen, I think they changed the pre-rendered background pretty significantly. They needed to do a lot of changes here to really make you feel like you're in this like ruined slum area underneath the plate. But the screen where Eris rejoins you after getting Elmira kicks you out of her house, tells you to never talk to her again. That is how far me and my friend got when we rented a PlayStation when this game came out. We didn't have a memory card or anything. So that particular pre-rendered background is burned into my brain. Collapsed expressway.
It's been like this, you know, ever since the plate fell.
And there's no other way?
It'll be an adventure.
Too bad.
Creatures start spinning when interrupted. State they can shrug off melee attacks, use long range attacks instead. Stop them from spinning. Becomes susceptible to staggering. Oh god, this camera change is so good.
Here it comes!
This is steals.
Sloppy. You're mine. Enough.
Leave this to me.
I don't think so.
Not the biggest fan of the music in this tunnel.
Best do it right.
Mr. Drake's hitting them with wind attacks makes them susceptible to staggering. A lot of stuff weak against wind. You got Eris in your party.
That's it.
One more shot. Watch out for high wind.
Don't overdo it.
I'm coming!
Hey, thanks, Isla. Appreciate that.
See you around.
What's that?
A big arm. Kind of cute, don't you think?
So I remember this arm from one of the pre-rendered backgrounds. It wasn't this collapsed freeway, but that's cool to have adapted it in here. Let me see if the game has hell houses or not. Oh, so that one being in a chest was clearly authored. Weird.
Oh, great. Someone's pulled up the ladder. I wonder if we can use this.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of the FF13 soundtrack. I was gonna say that. I haven't played 13, but... Raise lower arm. I do love that they kept the spirit of all of the crazy...
Here's an idea. I'll hop on and you give me a ride.
The crazy mini games from the original, and they've added some new ones too. Offer ride. It's like the Proud Clawed arm. That's fun. This is the kind of adaptation stuff I was hoping for. That one screen just has this crazy robot arm on it, on the pre-rendered background. You're like, what's the deal with that? That's awesome.
You did it!
Yeah.
I-10?
Good enough. Let's keep on trucking.
What's Mosey?
Stop.
Did we wake it up?
Sure did.
I got your number.
Turbo Ether. What's up, Pikachu? How you doing? Does Aerith's double cast aura work for other characters that step in the same aura, or just her? It's going pretty well. Really enjoying this game. I've done a lot of fun stuff with it. Ow.
Not looking good.
Thanks, Aerith. Multiple stomps. All characters? Oh, okay. Too bad we're not going to have access to that the whole time.
Oh, that's weird. There used to be a way through here.
Given the amount of inflation they've put into Midgar, I think 40 hours seems pretty reasonable. Assuming that it ends when you leave Midgar, but that seems like the logical place to stop it. Oh, we gotta get back to Sector 7. Eris has to get taken away. We're gonna climb up on the pillar, right? She's gonna stay back to help. Gonna fight Reno on top of the pillar as they make the plate fall on Sector 7.
That was close.
We're gonna assume that Tifa, etc. are dead. We're gonna be hanging out.
This one's for you!
That's it.
Get him! One more shot!
This is all before Wall Market too. Because you see Tifa when you're hanging out in the playground. And she's like infiltrating to get information. He drops you into the little pit with the water monster behemoth thing. You go up through the train graveyard, and that takes you back to Sector 7, and that's when shit's getting real. And we loop back to Wall Market and go to Shinra headquarters. So assuming that they add like one or more plot events between that and at least 3 or 4 more side quest sequences, 40 hours makes sense. That's correct, Retro. Big fan. Mass Effect. I have a cartoon character closet with like 4 of these hoodies. Which looks like turned out that was wise because BioWare is not selling them anymore. Maybe if the rumor of a trilogy re-release is true, they'll restock them again. Which one of these is progress? I only wear these for stream at this point. I try to take them off right when I'm done and they're already starting to fall apart a bit. Exactly.
Hey, I bet you can grab that container with the arm.
That's cool. Oh, I can't back out. Okay. This one may not have been progress after all.
Not half bad. So do you moonlight as a crane operator or something?
Oh, submarine driver.
Yeah?
Moogle breeder. Arm wrestler. Basketball player. Plant remind, are we gonna get a payoff on the third one?
Look. Why is it always gotta be so tough? Lucky for me, you'll make this easier.
Yes, ma'am.
Snowboarder.
Well then, I'm gonna head down.
Okay, Cloud, ready?
See where she is. Oh, really? Can you see Tifa's gloves? Which one she has equipped outside of combat? You better pick up that materia. Binding.
Gotcha.
Trying to think what other pre-rendered backgrounds I can expect them to have some fun with. I think they tone down the insanity once you get out of Midgar. It depends on the area though, like Junon, if you go into any of the optional buildings, there's all kind of like crazy shit on everyone's walls. If the artist just went ham with filling every space with stuff. Oh shit. Oh, there's a thing I missed down there. Let's see if it'll let me backtrack once she rejoins me. Aerith, this is the reason why it's a problem. Back in the 1997, people just went into my body.
Here.
No. It's not gonna let me backtrack, is it? Yeah.
Whoa, not too fast, okay?
Got it.
Yeah, this is like with the fans earlier. Oh, is this all it was? Okay. It was just, I guess you come down here normally and then there's a giant crate in your way and you're like, oh, how do I get past the crate? Gotcha. The music. Oh, Cosmo Canyon, I love that theme. Earrings. See what that binding material is. The original game, yeah. Golden shiny wire out. Sleep, Silence, and Berserk. Well, when they work, they're really, really good. I guess I could level them up to use with added effect materia. So does added effect in this game... let me think how to ask this question. Oh shit, I didn't realize I maxed the fire materia. Holy shit. Right on. Well, we don't want to have a max materia equipped. I'll use it if I get into a boss fight that's weak against fire that I'm struggling with. Otherwise, I can't use the things I invested in. That would be absurd. The added effect materia, if you add it onto something like that binding materia I just picked up, does it add all of the status effects on the materia, or does it depend on how leveled up the materia is? Or does it only do one of them? Yeah, right. I think it's been mastered for a little while. I'm a piece of human garbage. Cosmo Canyon. Cosmo Canyon and Sid's theme, both super solid in this game. Tooltip on support material explains or something. So like when you go to junction added effect to poison or whatever, it'll tell you what all status effects it's going to add. Wondering if I should bother to master or level up binding now, or if that's not going to impact what gets junctioned with added effect.
Anybody around? Guess it's just us.
It's still warm.
Should we relight it? Have our own campfire?
I need to get back. Besides,
Looky here, boys! Caught us some burglars!
Coming into our homes and stealing our shit? Doing crimes?
I'd say we're owed compensatory damages.
Compromised. I don't get it.
How stupid can you be? It's crazy simple. Compensatory damages is like, it's like compensation for damages.
Oh yeah! That's what you get when you... when somebody else...
we haven't done anything wrong.
Oh, in the Walmart music.
We were just passing through.
Oh, a likely story.
Okay, what do you want?
Nothing but our due recompense, that's all.
Due recompense.
Due recompense?
No shit for brains, due recompense. It's like, compensatory damages.
Of course,
damages, recompense. I get it.
Simple as that.
Human versions.
I think we've
The
heard
Lion
enough.
King hyenas.
Best do it right.
Solaris, which you think is like a hyper? Rude. I guess they're supposed to be the generic bandits that you see in this part of the game.
So
That's
it's
kind
my
of cool
turn?
if that's what they're meant to be. Let's take to service the hyenas.
I'm back in. Why can't I?
Taking over. That'll do.
Those are the bandits that you can cheese, right? There's some exploit.
Whatever you do, don't move.
I think I just got Chromogger. Let me check. Oh god. Alright. If there's one max materia I keep slotted, having it be cure makes sense, but... Alright, let me start leveling a different one. So I only have 2 parts. Right.
Don't look. Just don't look.
I'm dead. I'm super dead.
This anime shit out of Final Fantasy VII. Say playing a 17-year-old super soldier, spiky-haired, angsty badass. I think they're supposed to be the bandits. I think there's like an exploit in the original game where you can get them to steal the stat boost items from you.
Wait, you guys! Don't leave me! I'm coming!
Like there's the W item duplication exploit that everybody knows about, but it doesn't work on stat boosting one-use items. But if you let them steal the item, kill them, and then gain the item back, then you can use W item to dupe it.
Random question, but why did you quit being a soldier?
That is random.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Do
Skill
you have any
play.
soldier friends? Any war buddies?
This guy Zach.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Interesting Wall Market remix. At least it's a remix of one of the original songs, whatever that old tunnel song was. The FF13 sounded one.
What we got here? Fresh meat to test our new toy on. That's what.
To that.
Turbo Ether, Solaris.
I'm coming! I think you need more sleep. Can you take over for me?
Oh wow. It's really hard to not immediately accidentally hit the enemy with how fast the combat is in this. I think they got the clothes of the regular bandits the same. Jesus.
I can't believe you.
Well then. Yes, please. Thank you. I got chain stopped.
Huh? What we got here? Fresh meat to test our new toy on, that's what.
Did I keep my assesses? No. Coming out.
Let's do it right. Here we go.
Can't move.
I'll show you what I can do.
This one's for you!
Deal with it.
That's it!
You'll feel better in a second.
Hey, actually didn't die there. Shocking. That attack.
Tagging out.
Let's do this.
Right.
I think that triggered right as she got attacked to cancel out her ATB. Lame. Lucky.
I'll take care of you.
Thank you, Aerith.
Come on.
Calling lightning.
There it goes.
And we're safe.
All right. You get your first
Stupid ladders, always out of reach. Okay,
easy
Pat,
claw,
heading down.
easy claw
You're in
minigame.
charge of the arm. Got it?
No, Zach was just a soldier. Safety, but he talks to Cloud on their ride out there when they're like talking about what they're gonna do after all this. The conveying strongly to the audience that this character is about to die scene, where he's like, "Yeah, we could become mercenaries. That's how we'll earn our money. It'll be fine." Only literally. Okay.
It's this way.
I really like Zach. had a lot of issues with Crisis Core, but overall I thought it was really cool, and Zack was a much more likable character than Cloud for the most part. Just go up. And it was all worth it for the ending level, like one of the coolest endings in any video game that I've played. There we go. Maybe? I'm confused. There we go. No? Okay. Struggle. Yeah, you can get it on PPSSPP. It's like one of the best emulators out there. It's basically perfect. She still has a lot of reason to suspect him, though. Zack basically imprinted on him. Yeah. Remake Crisis Core with this battle system, get rid of the weird slot machine thing. The slot machine thing justifies itself in the last battle only. That last fight is really, really cool. But the rest of the game, it's like, what is this? Why is this your system? Magnify materia.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Not allowed to like control here, right? Oh, change arms. Here we go. I see what I did wrong. Okay. We place it on our head, and then Eris died. Oh, seriously? I can't switch arms holding a thing? God damn it! All right, hold on. How many degrees of freedom do I have here? You're gonna have to stay up on top of the thing here, Eris. Up there. Get the thing, put it in the other spot, use the arm, put it back at the start. Seriously? Was this one like really tight positioning? I can place it here, right? I assume so. Let me reach low enough to place it on the ground. Alright, hold on. I thought I was gonna have to move both of the boxes over, but I guess I see what they actually want me to do. Thanks, game. I got that. I appreciate it. Are you serious? Will it not let me pick this up while she's here? Okay. I didn't think that the second arm couldn't reach down to the bottom. The goal was to get the containers out of the path there.
It's this way.
But you also don't know until you start doing it that you can't switch arms while you're controlling one, because you think you'd make the two arms face each other and have her jump from one to the other. That was my thought, is that I was going to have her jump from one arm to the other after this platform was cleared of the container, that I was going to have to move that container down to the middle, use the first arm to move it back in the back. I guess I see the solution they wanted you to use, though.
I'll have that ladder down for you in a sec.
Aerith is super trusting.
That went pretty well.
Sure did.
Huh?
Sorry, I don't know. I
Wait a
got muted.
minute. Did you just...
Nope.
any idea when the last time I was talking
We'll
was.
be on the same page next time.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, okay?
Ben ran past my machine. He may have bumped into the stream deck. It's asking if Magnify is basically all materia, this game's version of all materia. Bummer.
Hold it right there, lovebird. If you want to pass through our territory, then you gotta pay the toll.
Saying that in the original game, the all materia, you could equip it immediately as soon as you got the first one, and never take it off, and it probably wouldn't be mastered unless if you farm the mover enemies in the final dungeon, movers and tunders.
So it's my turn?
It's cool. So it's like all, but it's still range based, and it affects the efficacy of the spell.
Lend me your strength? We made it! Smell the fresh air?
Magnified is the opposite of what the name suggests, yeah. Dilute, they should call it.
Cloud, up top!
The longest hold square option in the game, Jesus. Was that a choice? It was plant remind payoff. Oh, hey. Famous playground. We're gonna see Tifa come in on the Chocobo wagon.
Alright, there it is. The gate to Sector 7.
Looks
hard.
How do we open it?
Cloud is struggling.
More importantly, how about we take a break? Sound good?
No. I don't have time
Up
for...
there looks nice.
I don't have time for a break, but I had time for hours of side questing earlier. This is what I mean about it fucking with the pacing when they just insert that stuff in there. But then keep the other scenes fairly well adapted.
You know, a long time ago, I used to sell flowers here.
Oh, yeah?
So, Cloud, you were a soldier first class, right?
Yeah.
Weird.
Really?
Friend
What's weird
was.
about it?
Nothing. Just that you were the same rank.
Huh? As who?
The first guy I ever loved.
What's his name? I probably know him.
That's cool.
Are you okay?
She says it in the original, but it's not clear that it's important at all.
Your eyes.
Oh.
That they're setting
It's
something
'cause
up
of
to
the
pay
mako.
attention to.
All soldiers have them.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm bumming you out. We should go. Gotta look forward, not back.
I like Aerith with Zack better anyway. She leaves to go be with him. Or something.
Okay.
Seriously? No, Era should die.
Here.
Hmm?
This won't take long. Ready? Want to get to Sector 7 in style? This is the passageway for you.
So...
Go ahead.
You gonna be okay getting home?
And if I said I wasn't?
I'll go with you.
Thought you needed to get back. Don't worry. I have a backup route for emergencies, and it's safer too.
How many different ellipses does Cloud voice in this?
Guess this is it then. Ready?
No.
Aw, you big softy. Gonna miss me?
You know what you couldn't do on the old pre-rendered background? Actually ride that slide. When I was a kid, I really wanted to ride that slide. Making sure there's nothing else in here that I'm missing. I don't think so. Oops. Well, I guess we're riding the slide again. Imagine riding the slide with this giant sword on your back too, right? Screek.
Shall we?
When does she mention Zack directly? You learn about them if she's in your party when you go to Gungaga. You talk to Zack's parents. I think she has some custom dialogue there.
Yeah.
I don't think they do any like zapping, PTSD nonsense in that conversation. Hey, T found the choke mark.
Yeah. Tifa?
Cloud, you're alive. I thought we'd lost you.
What's going on?
Unless it's different, he just loses her.
I'll explain everything later. But now I'm on my way to see Don Corneo. You should head back to 7th Heaven, meet up with the gang.
So I'm curious, I'm gonna have to look up a guide to figure out how to be the prettiest girl.
I can kick?
I have.
Yeah.
I chose that outfit? That's the mature outfit? It looks like the one she was wearing in the original game.
Oh, no, you don't. You're going after her.
She's a big girl. She can handle the likes of him. And worse.
You don't know Corneo. It doesn't matter how strong or smart you think you are. He'll find a way to turn it against you. And where is she going to meet him? A mansion filled with his goons. Come on. Aren't you worried what might happen in there? You have to help her.
Worried about what might happen in there.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Cloud.
Come on, Cloud. We gotta hurry.
What? Stamp riding a camel. It looks like Abed. Remember how Resident Evil 3 Remake had like this guy that went completely nuts with art assets, but then only put them in the one subway at the beginning of the game and then never again?
There's no faster thing on two legs than you.
Hey there. Where you headed?
You gave a ride to a girl earlier. Do you have any idea where she went?
No, and if you don't need a ride, then get the hell out of here. Can't you see I'm trying to work?
Can't say I can, no.
What'd you say to me, you little...
What's all the ruckus out here? I don't know you. What's your story?
We're looking for a girl who took one of your carriages. Can you help us find her?
This is new. It's interesting.
What do you want with this
These
girl?
guys end up being on the ranch later.
Yes. We want to save...
Save her from a life without this handsome guy.
Huh?
So, that's how it is, huh? Well, I get a lot of customers. Hard to keep track of.
She was literally here like 3 seconds ago.
What's she look like?
Well...
She's great at handling the books. It's a weird way to phrase it.
She's a great fighter.
I'm not sure that helps.
Wait a minute. You talking about Tifa?
That's her.
Oh, looks like someone's got a bit of a crush. Hate to break your heart, kid, but it's gonna be a long while before she sees the light of day again.
What do you mean?
She's a real pretty girl. Corneo's hosting another audition, and Tifa was chosen as a candidate.
An audition for what?
For the title of the next Mrs. Corneo. She's what he likes all rolled into one sweet package. Having scouted girls for so long, I know his taste better than my own. And considering those tastes, I can guarantee you this. She won't be walking out of that mansion anytime soon. If at all.
So where can we find this Don Corneo?
What are you asking for? Thinking of raising holy hell or something? Do what you gotta, but leave me out of it. I told you what you want to know. Now take a walk.
And there goes our best lead yet. Maybe we'll have better luck in town. Let's check it out.
That wasn't literally Sam Elliott, was it? They wouldn't spend the money on him to be Chocobo Rancher. Okay, I was gonna say.
Hey, newbie. This delivery isn't due for inspection.
Huh? These ones addressed to Don Corneo?
Yes, idiot. Those ones.
Sometimes you eat the bar and, well, sometimes the bar eats you. Whoa. I'm sure this has been a lot of people's minds, but...
The pleasure capital of Midgar that's got everything for everybody! Couple, huh? It's all good. Play together, do your own thing, earn a little scratch on the side even.
Barker's in the original game.
We got you. Got a special one-time limited offer.
No, thank you. Come on, Cloud. Let's go.
Lease is for 1 day. Payment in full up front. Can't fork over the gill and someone else gets the spot.
You two. Yes, you. Do you have a place to stay this enchanted evening? We have the perfect room for a sweet-looking couple like you.
Do you have a vending machine?
No thanks.
But you thought about it, didn't you?
Just give me a holler when you change your mind.
Like, right where we're standing?
You know, I've heard from more than a few people that my son Johnny,
It's Johnny.
has been roaming the streets of Walmart.
He's gonna give cheap flowers
Before he
to
leaves
him.
town, I need to make sure I deliver him his lucky pillow. I have faith in my boy, of course. But a growing man needs plenty of sleep. Sleep of good quality, no less. That's how mind and body stay healthy and active. In other words, this pillow is crucial to his health.
Why are you voice acting? I guess everything is. Hey, it's the vending machine. Okay. This inn should have a vending machine in a corner that you need to make Cloud the prettiest girl. So I assume it's that one once the story makes it interactable. Unless if they've changed that.
Not gonna sleep a wink tonight. Wait, what if he tries to take my stuff?
Just walking into people's rooms, no big deal. Alright, before I do this, this is something I've always, in the original game, either remembered what to do or looked up what to do to get all the best items. Can you just do it by playing in this one, or is there a specific combination, again, that you have to know ahead of time of, like, dress and wig and cologne and that sort of thing? Do it just by playing? Okay.
Hey there. We're a pharmacy, but we stock other
Hey,
stuff.
it's the Mog song. The Mog sex song. Because you also played in the Honeybee Inn. That's right.
Thanks a bunch.
Hey, Mace, how you doing? Yeah, so in the original game, you can just get the bare minimum and progress the story, but there's a bunch of extra ones you can get. But the extra ones, there's always a correct choice from among like 3 options. Even with the dress and the wig, there's a correct choice from among several options. So I was curious if that was able to be obtained with just playing the game of this one, or if it's something you had to know that it have to be soft and shimmering or whatever. Hey, Under the Rotting Pizza. Album art for all these is too funny.
How's about we use this?
Wait, I've already influenced my dress more than a reset can fix? I haven't made any choices in Wall Market yet.
Look at this garbage. I can't keep someone do something.
It's a really weird take on rotting pizza. More complicated than the original game. Just play it. Okay.
Hey there, friend. Grab a seat. Any seat that's open.
Thank you.
Stuff to do in here later.
Made a little extra. Want to spend it on some good eating.
Why, is a set meal something?
warmth, relaxation, the sweet embrace of pretty ladies. Oh, that's what I need.
I've done it again. Spent my whole
Following Johnny is how you get to the Honeybee Inn.
This is it.
Did a pretty good job with this. I love that they got kind of the shitty looking bees too from the original.
To enter or not to enter, that is the question. Wherefore does this philosophical quandary torment me? You totally get where I'm coming from, right? Yeah, I should have figured. You're not the philosophical, introspective type like
Look at
me.
people that wear jackets and no
Soft,
shirts.
naive face. I know your kind well, bro. You're just another musclehead who uses violence to work through your inner demons. It's sad, really. Huh? Yeah, what's up?
Seen Tifa around?
Tifa? My love? My light? Who are you and how do you know her? No, shut up. I don't care. Tifa's here? Why? Tell me why! Oh god, no. I did this to her, didn't I? She came looking for me to beg me not to leave her. Snap out of it, Johnny. Your Tifa needs you. Tifa, I'm coming, baby!
Just started with
Who
effects.
was that?
Nobody you want or need to know.
Apparently it doesn't work like the original game. In a way that's a spoiler. So I always enjoy trying to get all the best versions of the pieces in the original. It sounds like I can't do that or I've already fucked it up so that I can, so.
What?
It's one way to do their costumes, okay. I mean, not inaccurate.
Aren't you that Leaf House?
Oh wow, that's dark.
What the hell, Merc? Digging into people's personal affairs in this town is a huge no-no.
What are you doing here?
Well, if you must know, I've wanted to be a dancer ever since I was a little girl.
Stream.
I come here at night to live the dream. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell the children, okay?
It's my whole internet again. Man, it's been really bad lately. I only have about an hour left in the stream, so I think I'm just going to call it there. I'll go an hour late next week to make up for it. Thanks, we'll be back with more Final Fantasy VII Remake next week. See you guys.